Hey there everyone. Today we're driving a 2025 BMW i440e on our channel. Let's open her up. This is not usually the kind of car you see on my channel, but here it is. I've been driving it for a little bit lately, so I wanted to make this test drive to share some impressions with you, give you a nice demo of the vehicle. We're gonna of course do some 0 to 60 tests as usual. For those of you who are new, we love 0 to 60 tests here. I love testing cars in the real world, see what they run, and then we do some fun POV. So this right here is your Model 3 alternative. It is a bit more pricey than the Tesla, of course, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion if you're going the electric route. And throughout this test drive, I will explain why. So here we have soft touch materials everywhere. This is literally the same piece that they used in the 2015 Grand Coupes and the 4 Series. And we have a decently sized rear seat with perforated seats. This is not real leather, but I actually prefer this over the real leather because it's softer, it's more comfortable, and it doesn't wear out. So in 3-4 years, it will still look brand new. I think they call it like the Sensatech or something like that. So hopping in here, I'm 6'2", definitely a little bit tight for me. There is a little bit space left. We also got the ambient lighting. Overall, not bad. Definitely manageable. Like this, if I sit, I can definitely sit here for like a good while. But this is a little tight for me. We have our armrest with our, I'm guessing, cup holders here, right? There we go. Ta-da. We have a black headliner. All right, let's go check out the trunk. Automatic liftgate, of course. Decently spaced trunk. I guess this is the charging equipment here. And here it looks like a normal IC car. It doesn't look like a frunk or anything. It looks like an engine from here. Very concealed. So up front here, we have the standard 3 Series seats. I gotta say, I love these seats. They're in the X3 and the X4s, at least the outgoing generation. Very comfortable seats with excellent support, thigh extension, lumbar. And hopping in the front, feels great. There's plenty of space for me. I am 6'2", like I mentioned, so I find this very comfortable and roomy and spacious. Light visor. So as far as the features, we have our standard iDrive system that has navigation, the air conditioner settings, climate control. We have the front heated seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We can change our lighting, interior ambient lighting, so you can select whatever one you like. We have, let's see, displays. We have a heads-up display as well, instrument cluster, heads-up display, messages, instrument cluster. Okay, we have our safety features, so our lane keeping aid. We have the iconic sounds. Here are all our safety, so active blind spot detection, we're going to keep it at medium. All right, let's check out the backup camera. We have the nice 360 view. And the beautiful thing about BMWs is that they have absolutely the best cameras that I've seen in business. Very high quality, excellent resolution. They have auto park with the backup assistance, car wash view. Seriously, this is artwork. This is the best that it gets in the car industry. With Mercedes, Their systems are harder to use. Everything is much more convoluted, and there's so much unnecessary extra stuff in the Mercedes cars, like the new C63 that I drove. So much extra stuff you don't need. Okay. All right. So, oh, did you hear that? When you're backing up, it gives a rim, a sound, an audible warning, so others can hear it around you and know that you're backing up in this quiet car. Wiper test, horn test. All right, and let's get going. So setting off, we have a nice floor mounted pedal, just like every BMW. Very tight suspension, yet comfortable. So steering is solid, very instant. We have the wide view angle camera that helps us out in tight spaces. Plenty of torque under the pedal. Oh, wow. You press it a bit, it goes even in comfort mode. This thing is quick. I like the sharpness of the steering. It's precise. It's predictable. The seats, like I mentioned, are comfy. Visibility is good. Pillars are a good size. They're not too wide. And we're starting out with 91% charge. It estimates that we have about 211 miles. So if you're planning on traveling to different states, like per se from Pennsylvania to upstate New York or Virginia to Florida, you're definitely going to have to be stopping to charge more than once probably. But if you're using this as a city commuter, this could very well be a great car for you. Now, compared to any Tesla that I've been in, of course the interior here is very well built. You have soft touch, high quality materials everywhere. You can tell that these cars are built very well. Like the alignments, there's no gaps, there's no squeaks, there are no mismatches in the panels. This is a high quality vehicle, which doesn't even look like an electric car if you get in it. It just looks like a normal 4 Series that you will, that you can buy, like a 430. Auto wipers. And the smoothness of the suspension. It's composed, but sporty at the same time. And this is not even the M package. And having driven a base 330i for almost like a week, and I've taken it on numerous trips, I was so impressed with the base suspension that I'm like, why do you even need the M3 at that point if the base one handles so beautifully? And this one definitely handles the same way. It has a very planted, responsive feel. You can just let it go and it just is like an arrow. You let go of the gas and it starts regen braking. And this is maybe half throttle right there. So as you can see, it's super snappy. Soundproofing is good. You don't hear any wind, minimal road noise. Luxury levels of soundproofing for sure. There is a little bit like a little whistling sound somewhere, but these are frameless windows, so there may always be a little bit of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a back road here. Let's turn in. Excellent turn in. Very sharp. Also in sport mode, I've noticed that it does much less on the regen. So it's much lighter on the regen when you let off. It's smoother. And the throttle response is much more aggressive. Ooh, this is awesome. Although I've driven many EVs, including, you know, Teslas, BMWs, going from the base Model 3 to a Plaid, and it's never been my thing. It's just not for me. I like hearing the engine. I like when in the winter time you're driving, oops, and in the wintertime when you're driving, I like how the engine just naturally heats up the car and just feels very cozy and warm. Whereas in an electric car, you get it in the winter, it starts to run, heat up the cabin, but everything in the car is fundamentally cold. All the plastics, everything still feels cold. Like, you're using the heated seats, you're heating the air, but it just feels cold regardless. And if you're driving an M440i instead of this, price-wise, I mean, they're not that far apart. You can fill up the M440i and you can go like 520 miles easily. And in EcoPro, you can get over 40 MPGe. Personally tested it, personally no. So definitely the M440i would be a better suited hauler. And the B58, it's just such a beautiful engine. It sounds magnificent, it growls, it's smooth, it's silky, and it's reliable. So after 200,000 miles, 250K, it will still run like a new car. And it will never leave you stranded on the highway. If you're in the freezing cold and the snow, you have to be stranded for like 5-7 hours. It's not gonna run out of charge like this car. So something to consider for those of you who live in colder climates and you like to travel. Probably better to stick, well, definitely better to stick to the gas cars. But for an electric car, this is really impressive. The handling is much sharper than in the Model Y that I drove and in the Model 3. It just feels more controlled and predictable. There, yeah, it's instant, but it doesn't give you that sense of the same security that it does here. Here, it's just so easy to drive. It's so fast. Brakes are excellent. No fade, no wear, like that you can see on the Plaids. You slow down a few times and that's it, they're overheating. None of that here. So another important observation about these electric cars is that it's pretty easy to get nauseous in them, because when you're driving and you release the gas pedal just a bit, the car squats to the front like the Metro, and it gives a very nauseating feel after a while. So you either have to be extremely careful with the gas pedal, but still you can get that feeling. And I've gotten nauseous in pretty much most electric cars that I've been in over a duration of time. For drivers who are new and are not used to immediate power or just like very powerful cars, this also may not be the perfect fit, because imagine you're driving and you decide to, you know, accelerate. So in a normal gas car in comfort, it still gives you about a half a second or so to kind of think before the car really starts to go. It gives you that chance to correct yourself. Now in a car like this, you really don't have any chance to correct yourself. And if you press, you're already going. While that may be an advantage in some scenarios where you want instant power, in most other scenarios, that will actually be a disadvantage. But now we're gonna head over to Sport. I'm not gonna do much talking at this point. We're just gonna do some quiet driving and do some performance testing. And then we will summarize the test drive. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we did 0 to 60 in 4.49 seconds in the wet. We did 0 to 62 in 4.72. We did the 40 to 80 in 4.2. Incredible time. Pretty much the same, similar time that the Audi RS5 Sportback does. 1/8 mile at 8.27 at 88.47. And the 60 to 100 in 5.89. Holy moly, this thing is fast. 5.89, and then 0 to 100 in 10.38, and the quarter mile at 12.7 at 111.24. That is insanity. Car and Driver rated it at 106. This thing is fast, like very, very fast. I would say scary fast in this case. For a base i4. This is not the M50. This is not the top of the line. This is just a base model. And look at how it performs. Can you imagine? This is crazy. I will say that this is absolutely crazy. But let's do one more test backwards, just the other way, just for fun. It's an uphill road, but I just want to see the difference. If we get any majorly different times here with that uphill. I know some people want to see both ways if I go, because that allows for a more scientifically interesting perspective. All right, we're gonna stop uphill on purpose. 3, 2, 1, and let's catch that X5. Got a little bit of wheel spin here. Wow. Wow. So everything is valid. 0 to 64.76, uphill 2.5%. We did get some wheel spin. 0 to 62 in 4.98. Again, not the best start. 40 to 80, 4.37, very similar. 1/8 mile, 8.46 at 87.21. 60 to 100, 6.16 uphill. And 0 to 100 and 10.9. Quarter mile, 12.96 at 108.85. So almost 109. Impressive times, very impressive. But this wraps up our performance section of this test drive. Wow, this is lovely. Wow, this is incredible. This car definitely has some crazy good power. I mean, 111 in the quarter mile in the rain, off idle. That's good. Well, to summarize this test drive, I gotta say, this is a heck of a bargain for an electric car. Not only is it high quality, comfortable, has incredible handling, like a track car for real. It's fast, really fast for just 335 whatever horsepower that it's claimed to be at. This is literally RS5 fast, Audi RS5 fast. When I tested an RS5 on that same road recently off idle, I got pretty much the same 0 to 60 time, and my 60 to 100 was also like within a few tenths, literally. Like, that's how close it was, maybe like half a second. And the standing quarter mile was also really close too. So, and that is crazy. The top end here for an electric car is also great, and it handles well. Like I said, that's my main favorite part, is that it handles well. It has character. It does have character. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you had fun with this test drive too. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you buy this car, still go for the Tesla, or look at other options? Let me know. But make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Your support really matters. And till next time.